A $300 Movado runs the same quartz as an $80 Casio. The markup is on the dot, not the mechanism. 6 watch brands work that gap. 3 refuse. Movado was founded in 1881, La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. Achilles Dietersheim, 20 years old, opened the workshop with 6 employees. The company was a serious watchmaker for the better part of a century. In 1947, the American designer Nathan George Horwit drew the museum dial. Black face, single gold dot at 12 o'clock. 2 simple hands. The Museum of Modern Art added the design to its permanent collection in 1960. That dial is the entire reason the name still carries weight on a department store counter in 2026. The mechanism behind it is a different story. The current museum classic retails at around $650 US. Inside the case sits a Ronda 772-SW Swiss quartz, 3-hand, hacking, no date. Retailers sell the same module unbranded for under $30. Movado Group Incorporated trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker MOV. The portfolio includes Concord, Ebel, MVMT, Olivia Burton. The licensing tree adds Coach, Hugo Boss, Lacoste, Tommy Hilfiger. One supplier network feeds them all. The Bold collection sits below the museum line. 42mm case, mineral crystal. Same Ronda quartz commodity tier inside. Retail between $200 and $400 depending on dial finish. Movado Modern 47 adds a date function and slightly thicker case. The module category does not change. In July 2017, Movado Group paid £60 million for Olivia Burton, roughly $77 million US in cash. A London fashion watch label founded in 2011. The pattern repeats with every Movado Group purchase. Buy the design language, build it on the same supplier tree. The dial earned the museum. The case back does not earn the receipt. Fossil Group trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker FOSL. The market cap peaked at $5.66 billion in December 2014. Today, it sits near $250 million, a 95% collapse. The fashion watch portfolio drove it. The group is based in Richardson, Texas. The portfolio owns Skagen, Misfit, Relic, Zodiac. The licensing book adds Michael Kors, DKNY, Emporio Armani, Diesel, Tory Burch, Kate Spade. None of those labels design watches. None of them build watches. They print logos onto cases that come from the same Shenzhen and Dongguan contract facilities. The Q-Line smartwatch venture launched 2015 on Wear OS and never reached profitability. Fossil quietly wound down new smartwatch production in 2024. The 2024 and 2025 cycles brought consecutive rounds of layoffs and U.S. retail store closures. Fossil's brand identity sold vintage Americana. Leather, brass, the campfire aesthetic. The product reality was different. Contract manufactured fashion watches. Movements sourced from East Asian commodity suppliers. A Fossil founder chronograph retails at $140 US. Inside the case sits a Miyota 6S21, Japanese commodity quartz. The same caliber appears in white label mall watches at 1/3 the price. 30 meters of splash resistance, a partially stamped case. A Casio edifice in the same dollar bracket runs the same Japanese quartz tier, 100 meters of water resistance. A full stainless steel build, same shelf, different physics. Cases are stamped stainless or resin. Crystal is mineral. Strap is genuine leather on the photo, bonded leather on the receipt. The construction is not American at any point in the chain. The marketing is. That is the entire spread. What does a $100 million acquisition look like inside the case? In 2018, Movado Group paid $100 million US for MVMT. The brand was founded in 2013 by Jake Casson and Kramer LaPlante, 2 early 20s entrepreneurs from Southern California. The original Indiegogo campaign raised $219,898, 1,466% over the $15,000 goal, 2,887 backers in 50 days. The campaign was a marketing artifact, not a manufacturing breakthrough. The product itself, then and now, is a 40mm minimalist case in the Bauhaus design language, assembled in China. Miyota or generic Chinese quartz inside. retail between $95 and $185 US. By 2017, 88% of buyers were under 34. Per unit marketing spend during the growth years reportedly exceeded component cost on the watch. MVMT generated $71 million US in sales the year before the Movado acquisition. Direct-to-consumer e-commerce. A handful of Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's accounts. The co-founders ran a Los Angeles operation with a YouTube ad budget and an Alibaba sourcing chain. Movado Group paid roughly 14 times the prior year's revenue. The acquisition closed October 2018. The irony was not lost on watch press at the time. MVMT had built its brand identity on dismissing antiquated traditional watch companies. Then, a 140-year-old Swiss heritage group bought the marketing engine. The $100 million acquisition was a customer list dressed as a brand. The buyer paying $175 for an MVMT Classic is paying the ad budget, not the movement. Compare a Daniel Wellington iconic link at $200 US to a Casio MTP 1374 at $50. Both run Japanese commodity quartz. The Daniel Wellington uses a Ronda 763 Swiss quartz on certain references, Miyota two-hand quartz on others. The Casio runs an in-house Casio quartz of the same accuracy class. Both have mineral crystal. Both are assembled in China. The Daniel Wellington case is thinner, polished, with a printed dial. The Casio case is heavier, brushed, on a metal bracelet. Build cost spread between the two, roughly $15. Retail spread, $150. Daniel Wellington was founded in 2011 in Stockholm by Philip Tysander on a $15,000 initial investment. The brand built distribution on Instagram, not retail counters. The early customer was real. The early product earned attention. Then came the math. In November 2025, the Timex Group acquired a 51% majority stake from Tysander. American ownership now sits on top of the Swedish founding story. Tysander built the original company on a sourcing model that was straightforward in retrospect. Watches sourced from China at component cost between $15 and $25 US. NATO straps sourced under $2 wholesale, retailing at $25 and up. Influencer payments structured per Instagram post, $50 to $500 per account at scale. Reach earned through volume not unit value. The classic petite reference runs a 32mm case. The iconic link runs 40mm on a steel link bracelet. Both share the same Japanese quartz tier. The retail spread is the story the marketing department writes. The dial still says Sweden. The case back tells a different time zone. Invicta is no longer Swiss in any meaningful sense. The Invicta watch company was founded in 1837 in La Chaux-de-Fonds, real Swiss soil, real Swiss heritage, contemporary to the first-tier houses. The original operation closed in 1991. In the same year, Ayel Lalo and his family group purchased the name. They relocated the operation to Hollywood, Florida. The brand has been American ever since. The Pro Diver retails between $95 and $350 US. Inside the case, depending on reference, sits a Seiko NH35A automatic, or a Miyota 8215 automatic, or a generic Japanese quartz module on the lower tier. The Sabakwa line carries a Swiss-made stamp on specific references. Those references source an ETA Valjoux movement. The brand intentionally borrows prestige caliber names, Valjoux, ETA, across a catalog that is overwhelmingly Japanese-powered and Chinese-assembled. 3 movement origins under one brand. 3 price tiers under one heritage claim. 1 country left on the original founding certificate. The Pro Diver reference 89260B has retailed at $89 US on the consumer market for over a decade. 40mm case, 200-meter water resistance, coin edge bezel, Miyota 8215, automatic inside. At that price point, the specification beats most quartz competitors at the same bracket. The brand sells through specific channels rather than authorized dealer networks. Mall kiosks, Shop HQ on cable television, direct to consumer with constant rotating discounts. The retail tag on a Sabakwa Reserve might read $4,000. The same-day discount tag often reads under $1,000. The honest math is the discount. The customer reading Swiss on the dial is not reading the inside of the case back. That is the whole business model. Inside an $1,800 TAG Heuer, at the entry tier, the answer is a modified ETA. The Carrera Caliber 5, reference WAY211A, and its siblings around $2,950 US, runs an ETA 2824-2 base. The same workhorse, Swiss automatic, powers a Hamilton khaki field at $495. The same architecture powers a Tissot Lolocle Powermatic at $679. The Caliber 16 chronograph references run a Valjoux 7750 base. Both calibers are modified, decorated, and assembled by TAG. The architecture is shared across the Swatch Group movement supplier tree. TAG Heuer has been owned by LVMH since 1999. LVMH's watch division also holds Hublot, Zenith, and Bulgari. TAG Heuer sits at the volume entry to the portfolio. The Aqua Racer 300 meters, the brand's most popular diver, around $2,400 US, also runs the Caliber 5 architecture. The Formula One quartz collection enters the catalog around $1,500. The Carrera Heuer 02 chronograph, the brand's genuine in-house engineering, sits at $6,000. The price spread between the Caliber 5 and the Heuer 02 reflects real engineering investment. The brand does produce genuine in-house movements. The Heuer 02, the Heuer 02 Tourbillon. Both are real watchmaking. Both live in the $5,000 plus tier, not the entry catalog the volume customer is shopping. The price spread between an in-house Heuer 02 and a modified ETA Caliber 5 is honest. The price spread between the Caliber 5 and the Hamilton running the identical base. That one is the bezel and the logo. But not every watch company chose that road. 3 brands kept building the watches the catalog promised. Same Swiss factories, same published specifications, different mathematics. Compare a Hamilton khaki field mechanical at $575 US to a $4,500 Swiss alternative on the same ETA architecture. The Hamilton runs the H50 caliber, ETA 2801-2 base, hand wind, 17 joules, 21,600 vibrations per hour, 80-hour power reserve, Nivacron anti-magnetic balance spring. The whole specification prints on the inside of the case back. Hamilton specifies every figure. The khaki field auto, around $795, runs the H10. ETA 2824-2 base, also tuned to an 80-hour reserve. The khaki field Murph reference traces a direct line to Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. Hamilton built 10 custom watches for the 2014 film. The production model arrived 2019 at $995. 42mm case, sapphire crystal, H10 caliber inside, Eureka printed in Morse code on the second hand. The khaki Aviation Pilot Pioneer and the khaki Navy Collection sit alongside the field line. The Ventura sits in the modern catalog at around $900. Released in 1957, the asymmetric case was the world's first electric wristwatch. Hamilton was founded in 1892 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, as a railroad pocket watch manufacturer. The American chapter is real. Between 1942 and 1944, Hamilton built roughly 10,000 Model 21 Marine chronometers for the United States military, 8,900 to the Navy, 1,500 to merchant shipping, 500 to the Army. Lancaster ran 24 hours a day through the war. American assembly ended in 1969. Swatch Group acquired the brand in 1972 and moved primary assembly to Bienne, Switzerland, where it remains. The address changed. The construction philosophy did not. Same ETA architecture as a TAG Caliber 5 at 1/6 the price. The dial says Hamilton. The case back says exactly what is inside. How does an ETA caliber go from a 38-hour to an 80-hour power reserve? Tissot rebuilt the mainspring, lowered the beat rate to 21,600 vibrations per hour, modified the gear train. The result is the Powermatic 80, caliber ETAC 07.111. Tissot disclosed every modification on the technical sheet. The Lolocle Powermatic 80 retails at around $679 US. The PRX Powermatic 80, the integrated bracelet sport reference that has become the brand's strongest 2020s product, retails around $695. The Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium adds a silicon balance spring, anti-magnetic, stable, $850 to $950. The PRX Powermatic 80 chronograph adds an integrated chronograph to the same C07 architecture at around $2,200. The T-Touch Connect Solar reads connection data through a patented tactile sapphire crystal. Touch the dial and the watch responds. Around $1,200. The Heritage 1973 chronograph reissues a 1970s racing chronograph with a Valjoux 775 3-base. The catalog runs deep at the Swiss mechanical floor, not a hero piece. A working catalog priced where engineering and price keep matching. Tissot was founded in 1853 in Le Locle, Switzerland, by Charles Félicien Tissot and his son Charles-Émile. The brand has belonged to the Swatch Group since the early 1980s. The Le Locle facility still operates as a working Swiss manufacturing site. Watchmakers cite Tissot as the floor for legitimate Swiss mechanical purchase. Not the ceiling, the floor. 80 hours of reserve. Published, priced. Both numbers match the receipt. Why does a Seiko 5 Sports at $300 beat a Movado at the same $300 on every measurable specification? The Seiko 5 runs the in-house caliber 4 R36. 24 joules, hacking seconds, hand-windable. 21,600 vibrations per hour. 41-hour power reserve. Rated plus 45 to minus 35 seconds per day. The SRPD 55 reference retails at around $325 US. 42.5 millimeter case, 100 meters of water resistance, Hardlex mineral crystal, Lumi Brute on the hands, unidirectional rotating bezel. Day date at 3 o'clock. The watch is the modern heir to the SKX series the diving community ran for 30 years. The SRPD reference family includes black bezel, blue bezel, and Pepsi bezel variants on the same case architecture. Pricing runs from $300 to $350 depending on bracelet. Seiko Group's structure runs deep upmarket from the 5 Sports tier. The Presage line sits above at $500 to $1,500. King Seiko reopened in 2021 at the $1,500 to $3,500 range. Above King Seiko, Grand Seiko operates as a separate company with in-house calibers from $3,000. The 5 Sports is the entry to a vertical hierarchy that climbs to haute horlogerie. Movado does not have that map. Manufacturing is split. Malaysia for the volume sports line, with select references finished in Japan. Seiko Group has held continuous Japanese ownership since founder Kintaro Hattori opened the original shop in Tokyo in 1881. One family lineage, one country, one construction philosophy across 145 years. The Movado at $300 runs a Swiss quartz module. The Seiko at $300 runs an in-house mechanical automatic with a published 41-hour reserve. Same dollar tier, opposite construction. The receipt looks the same. The case back tells the truth. 9 brands, 6 working the markup gap, 3 publishing the case back honestly. You are the man who reads what is inside the case, not what is printed on the dial. If you missed our breakdown on luxury shoes, 8 names robbing buyers blind and 5 worth every penny. It is linked below at 160,000 views. And our video on the suits never to buy covers the same pattern in a different category at 322,000 views. Subscribe. This channel follows what is inside the case, not the marketing.